Hey, and welcome to Ride Along Live for today. It's Wednesday. Yeah, man. We're inside the Spice Mass season. So, as I did yesterday, I am still on the Carnage, guys. The beautiful Carnage. Let me tell you something, guys. If you never been to Grenada and you're somewhere outside, you're watching from Australia, the United Kingdom, wherever you're watching us from, book a flight and come down to Grenada. Grenada has so much beauty, but not only that, the country could boost up its extra safe environment. So book a flight and come down, especially this time of the year, guys, because we're in the carnival season. We're in the carnival season. So I am here now on the Carnage, and I'm looking at the sunset, and I'm looking at everything, and I'm just like, yo, I want to make some of all you feel jealous. Yeah, I want to make some of all you feel jealous. So yesterday, what I did was I put a drone up in the air and I flew around the Carnage, and somebody called me and it was drooling, literally, yeah, drooling. But I promise you guys, I'll do it again. Tomorrow will be part 2. And this time I'm going up on the 4th and I'm sending the drone all over, right? Exactly. Ali George, how you doing? Hey, Kibbs, how you doing, guys? Lacey J, thank you so much. Spice Queen. Spice Queen, a bad mind. Oh gosh. I'm just trying to give all you, a taste of what all you're missing. That's all. Anyway, guys, joining me today is ACP Vannie Cohen. He is responsible for crime in Grenada. And we are going to talk about everything that's been happening, all the reports, all the information that you've been hearing. A lot of it are rumors. So we're going to get the facts behind the rumors that you've been hearing. And there's no other person that could give us the actual breakdown and information and clear all the talk and craziness that's been going around. Then, of course, the man himself, you know him, you love him, ACP Vannie Cohen. My brother, how are you?
I'm very well, Junior. Good evening to you. Good evening to your viewers and listeners. I am just happy to be here to be able to dispel some of the myth that is out there and to set the record straight as crimes in Grenada is concerned and the safety and security of our country. I want to join you in saying so that the people that you're inviting to Grenada, I am partnering with you to ensure that we keep them safe while they're here. Invite them, Junior. It's my task to make sure that they're safe while they're in Grenada so they'll keep coming back.
Nice. And let me tell you, you are doing a good job. Your team, the RGPF, is doing a good job. Whether just, the team, the police just patrolling, just walking. And funny enough, Grenada is one place that the police would stop and have a chit chat with you because they're from the community. It's friendly policing, and I love that. So all the talk people have about the crime and stuff, which you're going to dispel and talk about, Grenada is such a beautiful place, and it is a sight to see and a lovely place. But let's start, Vannie. Oh, by the way, Vannie, I realize as well that you have a whole Ride Along fan base. It seems as you have a whole Ride Along fan base,
Junior, I've been serving the country now for a number of years. I met a number of people over the years. I'm always willing to I always listen, willing to help, willing to support. So I'm sure over those many years, people will come to appreciate what I have done for Grenada. Not for myself, but for my country.
You are doing a great job, Vannie. You're doing a great job. So let's talk about reported incidents of crime here in Grenada, and they have been they have been talk, right, that they are they have been an increase in gun violence in the island. Speak to that. Is there really an increase from the police perspective? Is there really an increase in gun violence, and where is this information coming from, or where these guns or increase in reported acts of gun violence coming from?
Well, let me answer you by start saying, Junior, that we pay attention to the facts, we pay attention to the data, we pay attention to the statistics. I have heard quite a lot of things being bantered about in Grenada and elsewhere as to the state of crime in Grenada and where we are as a country. I am not perturbed by what I'm hearing. I pay attention to the facts that we have unearthed over the last several months. So let me give you some statistics as it relates to guns. I want to report for the first half of 2023 and compare the first half of 2023 to the first half of 2022.
Yes.
In 2022, January to June, we have had 16 reported cases of guns. For 2023, for the corresponding period, that number moved from 16 to 31. One may say that there is an increase of, or the number has almost doubled. We have to
Yes.
ask the question here, is there an increase in gun, or are we just finding more guns that were always present? And that is what we're working now to confirm. It is true that we have seen more gun activities in 2023, the first half of 2023, than we have seen in 2022. We've confiscated more guns, we've confiscated more ammunition in 2023 than 2022. But let me be quick and hasten to add, Junior, out of all of the gun talk that we have been dealing with over the last couple of months, we're going to get to the state of crime in terms of murders. We have only had 2 of our murders that were committed by guns. Yes, we have seen some shootings that has taken place. A few people were injured or wounded by gun. We are fortunate not to have had more deaths by gun, but at this point, we've only had 2 gun-related deaths. And so I want to make it abundantly clear that while we have confiscated more guns for the first half in 2023 over 2022, I don't think we are yet in a position to say definitively that guns run amok in Grenada. We are still mining the data. We are still looking at a number of trends to be able to make that decision. We have not yet made that decision definitively.
So, what would you attribute the increase in guns, the presence of gun? Where is it coming from? Why or how is it coming in such at a drastic pace, especially in the first half of 2023 versus 2022? What changed?
Well, we do know that we do not manufacture firearms in Grenada, neither do we manufacture firearms in the region. So obviously, our firearms are coming out, it's extra regional in its origin. What we have been seeing is guns coming through barrels on our port, guns coming through containers, guns coming through our porous borders by some of the speedboats that in and out of our territorial waters. What are we doing to mitigate the presence of guns? A number of things are happening, Junior. There is talk about setting up a scanner that I believe was already purchased, subject to correction here, that will scan barrels coming into the port. The whole discussion and conversation about scanners for containers, that discussion is being had at the governmental level. From the RGPF perspective, there are a number of initiatives we have employed to ensure that we mitigate and find those illegal guns on our street. The conversation has started about setting up a dedicated gun unit that focuses only on guns. And in addition to that, we have been walking the walk. We are in the communities. We have gone back to the communities. And so we are strengthening our community partnership, community relationship, our interagency partnership, everything that is needed. In recent days, we have been out at Willis, New Hampshire. We had a very good community walk, engage with the community, hearing from the community, sharing with them what we have, hearing from them information that they can provide to assist us in curbing those issues that we are seeing. And on Friday, we were in the town of St. George, meeting and greeting and talking to people. We are expanding that community engagement. I do not want to say where we're going next, but we have already planned where next we're moving into. And so we're making this island-wide effort to reach our communities, go into our communities, talk to our people, hear what is happening on the ground. But we cannot lose sight of the fact that our economy is growing. And
Mhm.
when you have a growing economy, you expect rising crime. Vannie Cohen is not saying that. This is the opinion of the criminologists, that
Right.
when the economy is booming, there are certain things that goes with it. And we have to bear in mind that the past year of this new government, a lot has happened in Grenada financial wise. We
Right.
have had the teachers' dock salary being returned to them. We have had pensions being paid. That's money in circulation. And so wherever there is monies, we would find the stealing, we would find property crimes increasing because criminal believes that there are money to be had, and so they're over there trying to find that. So these are some of the root causes of our problems. We do not have much of a gang tough or gang violence, so our guns are not gang related per se. There are a few misguided people in our community who feels that being in possession of a gun makes them the bad man or gives them some sort of power over other people. And that is the kind of information, that is the kind of things we are seeing in Grenada. But we are working with our communities. I indicated the talk of an amnesty is also on the table. That is being discussed as we speak. We have had amnesty in the past, gun amnesty, where you either ask people to return illegal firearms or there is a buyback program. I am not in a position to say which aspect of the amnesty will be rolled out, but it is being discussed in different circles. And we're hoping that we do not become as some of our neighboring countries where gun run the street.
Yeah, Vanny, do you see this as a regional issue? Because we saw in Viewfort in St. Lucia recently, there were an upsurge of gun violence where a few people died over that weekend. We saw gun violence that took the life of 5 individuals in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's right next door. So is it been looked at from the RGPF as a regional problem and trying to solve it as a regional problem or just isolated between the islands?
That's an interesting question, Junior. We cannot approach not only firearms, we cannot approach any crimes in isolation of the region. And so there is this regional trust, there is this regional organization and bodies that are working together. And you're right, gun violence is a regional issue. I have seen and heard in social media the outcry of some of our people, lambasting the RGPF and talking about, listen, Grenada is not an island that is somewhere in Mars or in space. We exist within the confines of a Caribbean region. And so what is happening in the region will soon get to Grenada. We are fortunate enough employing all of the strategies that we have to still be at the low end, the back end of the escalation of guns and crimes. But it is happening in the region, and sooner or later, it's going to end up on our shores. There are regional efforts to curb crimes. In fact, there are information sharing, there are data sharing, there are quite a lot of initiatives that are happening in the region. So what is happening in Grenada is what is happening in St. Vincent, in St. Lucia, in Dominica, in Trinidad, in Jamaica. It is regional in nature. And so the response to it must be regional. And the response is regional. We share all of the crime information that we collect here with the region. They collate and they disseminate. So the region have a picture as to what is happening in each individual country. And the approach is regional in nature as well.
Yeah, yeah, and it's important that because I remember when the incidents happened in Viewfort, we had regional security system that went in St. Lucia to try to figure out the problem. And what is obvious is that all these countries are seeing an upsurge of some sort of influx of whether it's gun violence or just the presence of gun, and it's happening at the same time. So there have to be something from a regional perspective that could fix that should be looked at to fix the problem. And I think, as you said, looking at it from a regional perspective, that is the way to go.
You see,
Yeah, go ahead.
Junior, if you don't treat it that way, I know you may have heard of the balloon effect. If Grenada is succeeding in gun violence and we squeeze one end, it's going to pop up somewhere else. And if
Yes.
St. Vincent's squeeze is going to pop up somewhere else. So if all the islands of the Caribbean do not come together and squeeze together, and ensure that it pops up. No way we'll forever have that problem. Thankfully, we are doing what we need to do as a region. We have RSS that coordinates quite a lot of our responses to firearms. And that's the approach. That's the only way. It cannot be Grenada on its own. It cannot be St. Lucia on its own. And just to add to what you were saying about St. Lucia, yes, Grenada has had to have, I think it's 3 or 4 deployments of our own resources into St. Lucia to help St. Lucia deal with the situation that they experience. We are hoping that we do not have to ask the region for help in Grenada, because when that happens, it means that we are overwhelmed, it's beyond our control in the RGPF, and now we're seeking regional help. We are on top of the situation as we speak. We don't like where we are, but we're doing everything that is possible to ensure there is no escalation and we do not have to reach out for external assistance.
Shamika Kweweke, I know I'm messing up the name, but the question, she's saying a lack of jobs and rising food prices, rising poverty can cause increase in crime. Do you see that as a fact? Do you believe that is attributed or contributing to the rise in some of the violence or just the presence of guns?
Junior, she's absolutely correct. Let me say something that I didn't want to have to say, but I want to make the point. I am currently at the back end of completing a master's degree in criminology. And the literature that I have been exposed to suggesting that crime is the end result of socioeconomic issues. Crimes is as a result of, and there are a number of things that are listed: unemployment, unfair treatment, lack of housing, lack of opportunities. There are various reasons why crime rises, and she's absolutely correct. Those are some of the causes of rising crime. Now, notice I'm not attributing what she say to Grenada specific, but she's correct that those are some of the issues that is responsible for the rise in crime. A number of factors are responsible for what we currently see. And I believe different government agencies need to do what they need to do to understand the problem. From the RDPF perspective, we're trying to mine the data that we're collecting to be able to associate our rise in crime to what? What factors? Is it unemployment? Is it too much? Is it money circulating in the economy? Et cetera, et cetera. Because it's important for us to know the root causes of our problem. Because if we don't know, how else can we develop strategies to effectively deal with it?
Someone made the mention of it starts with the home. CJ Noel, it starts with the home. What is being done, or could the police or the authorities or what could be done from a police perspective to assist communities to deal with situation before it even escalates to where it becomes crime?
We have just trained 30 police officers in mitigation strategies. But nice. And I want to make this point. The RGPF by in and of itself will not be able to address the issue of crimes. There are those of us in our community who love to get on social media and post and be the first to post. But the question here is, what are we doing as a nation? Where is shared responsibility? The RGPF is doing its part. What are the churches doing? What are the community groups doing? What are other governmental agencies doing? It has to be a holistic approach. Recognizing our responsibility, Junior, we have gone back to relooking our police boys club. We have extended it to police boys and girls club. We are going back now to community policing in the holistic sense. We have gone now and having this relationship with community groups, with schools. We have schools liaison officers that we can spot problems early before it starts and advise as to what can be done and but it cannot be an RGPF problem in and of itself. That will not work. It has to be a holistic approach. Social services need to come in and look at the fabric of our society, the construction and makeup of our family. Yes, who heads our family? All of these issues have to happen. We need to go into the schools. What are happening in the schools? We are in the schools.
Yes.
Are other entities in the schools? Are other agencies in the school? If so, in what way? So we are doing our bit, but we extend our hand for partnership. We extend our hand for collaboration and cooperation with all other agencies and so that we can have shared interests and a whole of Grenada's approach towards dealing with the crime situation that we are currently experiencing.
Right. Gloria has a question, but before I ask Gloria a question, I remember speaking to someone in the RGPF one time, and he was expressing to me a theory. It's called the broken glass theory of policing, right? Whereby the problems, you fix small problems, isolated problems, like the glass is broken, you fix it before it starts to crumble and becomes hazard and fall on people and cut people, right? Does the RGPF look at it from that perspective by covering small problems, like even profanity, or even like petty larceny and other small things, correcting those issues so that it doesn't escalate into bigger things? Do you embrace that broken glass theory of policing?
Absolutely. Because if we don't, and let me give a specific example as to how we're treating with the broken windows theory.
Broken
Now,
window theory.
threatening language is something that we see quite a lot of. In fact, our increases for the first half of 2023 largely increase in this area of threatening language. We no longer, if the request is for a warning for a threatening language, we no longer come to your house and warn you, Junior. We ask that you come to the station, we detain you. In other words, we are showing that we're treating with threatening language as seriously as we can. Because you will be surprised to know one of our mothers started with a threatening language.
Yes.
And so we squeeze on the threatening language in the most profound way that we can. We deal with it as seriously as we can to ensure that it doesn't escalate. Because if you take these small matters lightly, these are the matters tomorrow that becomes the impetus, the trigger, the catalyst for bigger crimes. So yes, we treat with it. That's why for Carnival, we talk about zero tolerance policy. And what that is. Whereas in January, we may find you with a knife or a cutlass, and you may give some sort of explanation that might satisfy us, and we may allow you to go. For Carnival, zero tolerance means once you are caught with an offensive weapon, you will be charged. There is no discretion here. Automatic charge. Whether or not we will prosecute you, we will look at the overarching reason why you was in possession of that, but you will be charged. And this is the message that we are sending. When violent crimes tends to be taking root, we cannot meet you with a cutlass and knife and say, okay, give it to us, go on, don't do it again. That is not happening. You are going into custody. You will be charged for it. The threatening language, we're not coming out to your house and say, well, somebody reported to you that you threatened them. We ask that. No. You will be brought into the station. You will be detained. You will understand the seriousness of what you're doing and the possible ramifications for your action. So that is how we treat with the broken windows theory. We take the small matters, the minor petty crimes seriously enough with a view to preventing them from escalating to become bigger issues that we'll have to deal with.
Yeah, guys, we having this conversation here with ACP Vannie Cohen, but I also want you guys to participate in this conversation as well. It is for the whole entire community to benefit, right? And I must say that, and I continue to say, and I reiterate that Grenada is a safe place, right? There are no, I've been here for for about 3 weeks now, and I haven't seen as much as an arrest. I've walked down the street, I see police helping a old lady across the street. And that is the kind of place that we live in. So Grenada is not that place. We're not talking about there is this kind of crime-fested place where people should be scared to come. It's nothing like that. But at the same time, one crime is far too much. And ACP Vannie Cohen and his team is ensuring that none of this gets festered. And I endorse that. I sincerely endorse that 100%. And I just want to say, Vannie, I tell you, your team of police officers, I mean, sometimes when things happen, I come out and I talk about the RGPF and things. But I've really seen that, the police officers, a lot of the police officers are really coming out and actually doing their job more so than before. I don't know if you had a conversation with them or anything changed, but It's better. It's much better.
No, we have to. I mean, the peace and tranquility of Grenada is what we pride ourselves on. We go all over the world, boasting that we have one of the lowest crime in the region. We have one of the safest destination in the region. But we can't just keep talking that. We have to walk the talk. And so, from law enforcement perspective, we are doing everything possible to ensure that we, the enviable position that we have, that we maintain it. I have been, Junior, I go out quite often on conferences and training, and people ask us, how do you do that? What do you do to keep your crimes down? Why there is, why there is no violent crime in Grenada? Why your crime rates are so low? And, I say to them, because we are still close to our community. We have moved away in the last couple of years, and that's why I said to you earlier on, we are getting back. We are coming back into the communities. We're partnering again. We're part of the community. And I believe that is largely what is responsible. But from law enforcement, Junior, I must say this here, and I want to hasten to say this. Sometimes I think I see too much criticism, not of the RGPA, but I see too much criticism from Grenadians who have nothing positive to add, but always find the negative about the RGPF, the negative about the country, the negative. And sometimes I ask myself, have these people ever contributed one thing positive to the development or the safety of Grenada? I mean, I came from CRD, and I think everybody knows that. And Junior, we have been begging, you see something, say something, call us, let us know. And, there are a few people who call, and I want to thank them for that. The vast majority of people, they are more contented with taking a picture, putting it on social media, getting on social media, being critical. That energy that you use to criticize, if you channel that energy into being positive, working with law enforcement, I am sure we can boast that we can have lower crimes, we can have safer communities. As I indicated before, it's a whole of Grenada approach. It is useless to sit and say, well, you're being paid to do that. Yes, I am being paid to do that. But if I don't do it right, or if you don't help, who is affected is not me alone. You are affected too. Our country is affected. Our children is affected. Our way of life will be affected. And so I am appealing to our population that it has to be a whole of Grenada approach. RGPF is reaching out to you so that you can partner with us to ensure that we make Grenada safer than it currently is right now.
Absolutely. Vannie, let's talk about the unsolved crime. Now, I must say that the RGPF is ranked in the 90-something percentile in resolving violent crime. I mean, you guys, nothing past the RGPF. It's very unlikely. Nevertheless, some fall through the crack. At this point, there are a few unresolved crime that people are talking about. What could you tell us about, first, let's talk about the one in Carriacou, the incident that in Carriacou with this young man. What's the update on that?
Let me first talk about our solving rate. Junior, not that only our crimes are low or among the lowest, our solving rate have also been among the highest.
Yes.
So while we are at the bottom in the Caribbean when it comes to crime, we are at the top when it comes to solving. Last year, we resolved 77% of all crimes reported in Grenada. And that is significant when you compare us with the region. We are solving our crimes. Because again, as I indicated, the good working relationship we have with some members of the community, right? But to be specific, the matter in Carriacou is still unresolved. Unresolved to the point that it's a solved matter. It's a closed matter, meaning that we have a deceased, we have a perpetrator, we know who has committed that crime. We have not yet apprehended the suspect in question. We are working with our regional and extra-regional partners to be able to source the whereabouts of the individual and have him returned to Grenada. So this matter remains outstanding, but resolved. Because there is a difference here when we talk about resolve, it's a matter that we know who commits the crime, we could make an arrest, but the person or the suspect is not available to be arrested. Okay? So that matter is outstanding, but it is solved.
Right.
Right?
So the RGPF is of the belief that the perpetrator in this particular crime is no longer in the state.
Right. That's our conclusion, and that is definitive. He's not in the state of Grenada, and he is out of the jurisdiction. We've had some leads that we're currently working on. We've reached out to our regional partners, and we continue to work with them with the view of him being returned to Grenada to answer the charge that we have prepared against him.
Right. Okay. What could you tell us about the John T. Robinson incident?
Well, I have heard so much about this incident, and maybe I should hasten to say, Junior, we have expended more resources in John T's case, perhaps, than we have done in any of the other murder cases that we have had. I can tell you tremendously.
Hold on one second. Stuck a pin right there. Why?
Because the other matters were easy to resolve. That's one.
Okay.
Two, because of all the attending circumstances that involved in this case, it has gone international. We want to be able to solve that case. We want to restore Grenada's good name, and we want to ensure that safety still resides here, and that the RGPF will leave no stone unturned. Okay, when we and there's another reason for that, Junior. When this crime was committed, we acted on a particular theory based on information that we had, and then that had to change because of additional information and evidence that we received. And so, I don't know, Junior, if you know me that well, not solving a murder case does not make me sleep at night. Not solving a crime that we consider to be a major crime does not make me sleep at night. And so I push the guys at the CID. We need to solve this crime. Day and night, I am on their back. We have, I can't tell you all that we have done, but we have put in quite a lot of man hours, a lot of resources. We've chased a number of leads. We have taken dozens and dozens of statements. We have worked that case. We're still at the point where we have not made an arrest, but I am confident as we continue to work this case, I am confident that perhaps sooner rather than later, we might get a break in this case. All right? I am not telling you expect it tomorrow. I'm not telling you expect it next week, but I'm telling you I'm confident that we will make a break in this case.
Did the post by Tyler Perry and his friend there, her name just slipped my mind there. But did that post by Tyler Perry specifically hurt or help the investigation by the RGPF?
I don't think it hurt the investigation, but I think it sort of damaged, it helps and hurt. I think it somewhat damaged the image of the country on the one hand, but it helps on the other hand. Let me explain. Putting out a reward can only be positive. If people think that they have something to get, chances are they will provide information that we don't have. So it will help in that way. It hurt in the sense that when the analogy is being made that the young man was killed because he was gay, I don't think that is the correct message to send internationally. Because, up to this point, we have not determined a motive for that killing. So if we don't have a motive for the killing and you're telling the world he was killed because he is gay, what are you saying to us as a nation? What message are you communicating to the outside world? Okay, so and I've heard Ghanaians say,
police, does it mean that they have more information? Yvette and Tyler have more information than you have, or information that you don't have?
Junior, that's the inference that we have drawn, because if we don't have that information, but that information is being bantered in the public space, then we are left to think that somebody knows something that we don't know. And I have raised the issue on another platform and was criticized for the fact that, oh, well, everybody in Grenada has said that what is the issue? But everybody in Grenada who said it, they're not as influential as Tyler Perry. They're not as influential as Michaud. Their words do not have far-reaching implication as these people have. And Grenadians need to contextualize the conversation that we're having. Somebody in Grandin saying he died because he's gay, and somebody who is as influential as Michaud saying he's died because he is gay. That's two different platforms. That's appealing to two different sets of people. One is local in context, one has gone international. And I don't think it's fair to Grenada that the world should think that we kill people here in Grenada for the sexual orientation. And that's the point we've been trying to make all along. It's not that people don't have the freedom of speech or to say what they want, but you need to be responsible. When the evidence backs what you're saying, then you're free to say it. when there is no evidence to suggest that he died because of his sexual orientation, we believe it is irresponsible to make that statement internationally. And that's all we've been saying.
Did you speak to Ms. Shaw or Tyler or anyone close to? Because this information was in, I think, People's Magazine. I mean, it is now out there on the international front on newspaper, magazine, tweets. It's probably an MSNBC. Did you, the police or the government or anyone in public relation, I don't know, got a chance to speak to Ms. Shaw or Tyler Perry?
Junior, not as yet, but we have mandated or investigators to try to reach out. They communicated to us through a third party as it relates to the reward that was put out, and I think that's a positive gesture. They reach out to a third party, and so we're reaching out back that route to see if we can create some sort of linkage, some communication with them, whether or not they have information that we don't have that they're willing to share with us that can assist us in our investigations. I don't know what the motive is. I cannot tell you that these people mean bad. I don't think so. I don't think that that's what it is. But it's just that the information indicated. It is in certain magazines and certain platforms across the world. The world are viewing us in a particular way. And the question is that false? That the world here because of its social.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we sort of lost you there. Vannie. Your internet kind of dropped a little bit, guys. But we're speaking here with ACP Vannie Kerwin, and we're talking about crime. And we yet to speak about just basic preventative measures that everyone needs to implement, especially for the carnival season. As soon as we get Vannie, we'll continue the conversation. Vannie, are you back? Okay. No, we're not hearing. Okay, do me a favor, Vannie. Just go back out and come back in, and it should resolve the problem. All right. Again, guys, chatting here with Vannie Cohen, giving you guys an opportunity to chat with him as well. If you want to call in, the phone number that you call is 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. And it's important that we see policing, guys, as not just the RGPF, right? I think that we as individuals, family members, friends, we too could help this, because if you're going out to a party, I had somebody on hold for a very long time. I'm sorry. I had somebody on hold and I forgot I had someone on hold. Let me take this call. Caller, live, where are you calling us from?
Yes, Junior, I'm calling from London.
Hey, Ireland?
London.
London. Go right ahead, London.
Yeah, what I want to know is that since this thing happened with Auntie, I've seen the police come out to clear the air on certain arrests and stuff that they make or they didn't make. But I want to know, since when the police folks come out to clear something, it's a rumor and they have nothing to worry about or hide. Why they coming out to clear certain people's name? I mean, is it because of who it was? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I see other people get arrested or this, even the case of one time it was Randy Isaac. I never seen the police force come out and clear Randy Isaac name and say this and that, and that wasn't the case. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just figuring out, why is it because it was Mr. Redhead that they come in to clear names, and you know what I mean?
Right.
If it's a rumor, let it be a rumor.
Right. I want Vannie to come back on so that we could pose that question to him. Another question that of concern that someone messaged and wanted to ask is that a lot of times when you see posts by the RGPF, sometimes they may have a situation, a crime that's posted, or someone stole something or some drug incident involving marijuana, and you see the picture of the individual posted. But in some cases, when you have sexual offense, especially when you have people in high position that's involved in sexual offense, oftentimes they don't get posted. Oftentimes we get called for not posting the individual, but really and truly it's not our fault as a media. I think we have Vannie back. Vannie, are you there?
Yes, I am back.
Okay, good.
If you can hear me.
All right, so we have a caller on the line, Vannie, and he's calling from London. A caller, pose your question one more time.
Well, what I wanted to know is that with the case with John T, I've seen the police force came out to clear Mr. Redhead name, stating that they did not arrest him and such is the case. So I want to know is like, since when the police force always come out to clear people names and, you know what I mean, to put it out there, is it because of the or is it something new that the police force is starting? Because I've seen cases before where that never happened. And I've been in that incident as well, definitely, well, last year with my daughter, which I wouldn't go into details, but the accused that was never even put on the newspaper in the area that it happened. And no one come out and said anything. Now I'm hearing like the case is dropped. And I haven't had anything, but when I'm back to Grenada, this is something that we have to deal with. But I want to know is that why was the police force playing Mr. Redden? If it was a rumor, then just leave it a rumor if you have nothing to worry about.
You see, Junior, it is easy for the caller to say if it's a rumor, leave it. The caller is not privy to what RGPF is privy to. We have a duty and a responsibility to protect and the lives of all of our people. The public do not know. This has nothing to do with Mr. Redden. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Redden is well able to take care of himself in the legal fraternity, but information that is in our domain. In fact, it was not only Mr. Redden we put out the statement against, because we received certain information. Junior, let's back up a bit. We know the sensation that this case has caused. We know the passion that is running in our community. And when we put the names of two people out there who might or who is likely responsible for the individual's death, and then we start unearthing information that threaten the lives of these people, we have a duty and a responsibility to say to the public, we do not have any information that these two people were involved, because we have a duty and a responsibility to protect the lives of all people. It happens to Mr. Redden now on this occasion. It could happen to somebody else tomorrow, and we will put the information out tomorrow. So I just want the public to be guided by, we don't take sides in what we do. We don't protect people. We make decisions based on information that is in our purview. We have a duty and a responsibility to all of our citizens. And when we believe it is necessary to put information out to prevent a mob from storming or killing or harming somebody, we have to be responsible in what we do as an organization. So, caller, it may not have happened to you, because the information we may have on you may not tell us that there is a threat on your life or on somebody else's life. But when we have that information, rest assured, we're going to put it out. There is something else I want to twin with that. Junior, we have had two sets of autopsy report. And I know our local pathologists have had some issues. We put out a statement as well, because I think we have a duty to balance the narrative and give confidence to the public as to what we are doing to protect the lives of people, protect the integrity, of our justice system. And if you see it happen to Mr. Redhead now, doesn't mean it's not going to happen to somebody going forward. It depends on the information that is in the domain of the RGPF. When we weigh that information, when we look at the pros and the cons, if it is necessary to do that, to dilute a narrative that is taking root, that can end up with some, consequences that nobody would like, then we will do what we have to do.
All right, caller.
Yep.
All right, caller. Thank you so much.
So I've got one more question for.
Go ahead.
I've got one more question for the. Can I ask him one more question?
Yeah, go ahead, caller. Go ahead quickly.
Okay, so is it against the law to be gay in Grenada?
It is still, it is still on our law books. It is still a crime to be. The answer is yes, sir. It is against the law.
Okay, so if you catch two men having sex, would you arrest them?
You asking me of a situation that has not yet happened. I don't know what I would do if I see that.
Is it a arrestable offense or not?
It is a arrestable offense, but I want to say this, and I want to say this guardedly. Junior, society is changing. And even if our laws have not changed, there are times discretion needs to be factored in. I am not saying this here to say that we're going to turn a blind eye or we're going to arrest. That's not what I'm saying. but I cannot answer the question definitively if I will make an arrest or will not make an arrest. There are a number of factors that have to be taken into consideration if that happens. It is still a crime. And I'll give you an example. Drugs are still on our books. But for the last couple of years, for minimal quantity, we have taken a certain posturing, understanding where the country is going. I'm not saying the country is going to legalize the question the caller has asked, but you have to be sensitive to what is happening around you, what is happening internationally, not being influenced by it, but being sensitive to it. So it's still on the law books. It is every police officer right to make an arrest, every police officer right to exercise a discretion for not only that offense, for all offenses. So that's why I cannot answer the question definitively yes or no, because I have that discretion. If I see that that first discretion is mine, would I make an arrest or not? So, it's the discretion on every police officer to decide how will act. And that's why I said, I don't know how I'm going to act because that situation is not before me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Vannie, one of the things that we keep getting here on Ride Along, oftentimes we get a lot of posts on the RGPF and we always post information regarding offenses, arrests, you name it. I mean, I take the lead from the RGPF. But oftentimes we see sexual offenses, and sometimes the sexual offenses is from an individual who might be a prominent figure, someone that is known in the community. But when there is a offense of like marijuana or whatever small drug offense, we see the post with the picture and everything. But most times, when there is major sex offense, we don't get that follow up with to put out there with the person's picture. Is there a discretion that the RGPF use in terms of what information they source to the media and what information they don't source to the media?
Not necessarily, Junior. I think the whoever is in charge of CRD at the time have to weigh the information they have and determine what information that goes out to the press. I've heard the call myself. I've been in CRD and a number of journalists have said to me, okay, well, here is a drug bust and I can see pictures of the drugs and so on. But here is a sex crime. But I don't see, but at times we do. At times we do put that information out. As to what drives it will depend on the information that CRD has at the time and whether or not doing an assessment as to is it best to release this, yes or no, and for whatever reason. So everything has to be weighed. Everything has to, it's not just willy-nilly, well, I have it and I am obligated to put it out. No, you have to weigh every case and the circumstances of every case and what damage it may have either to the young child, either to the perpetrator. So it's a balancing act that has to be done. But there is no sinister move to say we favor one set of offenses over the others.
Let's talk about the incident in Telescope, where it involved, I believe, allegedly, someone that is, well, I don't know if it was, so I didn't want to say it, but it involves someone getting chopped up, a school teacher. What information do you have on that particular case?
Well, we do have. Junior, are you speaking of the latest murder we had with the teacher that was killed?
Yes, the teacher that was killed.
Right. That matter is currently under investigation. Again, we have put quite a lot of work into this. We chase a few leads. We have followed quite a lot of angle in this matter. This matter is currently being investigated. I don't want to say very much on it, but listen, there are few capital offenses in Grenada that go unsolved. I think that answers that question. Few capital offenses in Grenada that goes unsolved. I am confident in the people who work for the RGPF. I am confident in the investigators that head up these investigations. I'm confident in the work that they do, and I am confident that at the right time, we will have the perpetrators in custody. Those crimes, even if it may take a bit long, investigation takes time. Investigation, is expensive. It takes time. But we don't give up on any of these. We continue to work them. And I've known cases that passed a year and we've solved them because we never give up on our crimes.
Yeah. And someone just messaged me on the information regarding the young Bell guy who was killed allegedly by the Coast Guard that ran over his boat. and people was clamoring for information because it involved the RGPF investigating their own. What is the status of that particular case?
Let me first deal with the RGPF investigating their own, because that's a cry I've heard. And Junior, personally, I am divorcing myself from the RGPF now to answer this question, though I'm representing the RGPF here on this program. Personally, Junior, it is not the ideal of situations. Okay? But that is what entails at the moment. Unless and until government somewhere down the road decide to create some sort of investigative arm, oversight agencies, call it whatever you will, that's what we are left with. But the confidence that I can give the public here is this. Whenever we investigate any matter, be it a police officer or not, we are not the final arbiter of that investigation. All of the information we gather goes to the Director of Public Prosecution. He has a constitutional position, constitutional authority on all criminal investigations in Grenada. He can direct what is to be done, when it is to be done, who needs to do it, and that is his prerogative. Now, we have seen several police officers over the last years being arrested and charged for several offenses. We investigated those. The police investigated those. We have police officers serving sentences now in Her Majesty's prison. RGPF investigated those. We've had police officers in suspension charged for criminal offenses. RGPF investigated those. So I just want to make it clear that though it may not be a comforting situation, we've always tried to be transparent in what we do, and the DPP has that overriding responsibility to direct and control what we do. Now, to get to your specific answer. In the Bell matter, unfortunately, this young man had to die, and it's really unfortunate. A young life gone too soon. And I still say sympathy to, the parents, his friends, and everything. But when this matter started, Junior, there was a call for justice. There was a march for justice. And I applaud that. I had no issues with that. Everybody deserves justice. These family were not less than anybody else. And so them march for justice, fine. The matter was investigated. We brought in external investigators to assist in that investigation, and the matter went to court. Justice happens in the court. Justice don't only happen with the police investigation. The matter went to court, and there was a coroner's inquiry. And the coroner's inquiry determined that Mr. Bell died by misadventure, meaning that there is no culpability on anyone's part for Mr. Bell's death. Now, if we're asking for justice, the police did not sit in the jury box. There were 9 people among our peers who sat in the jury box and made that decision, not the police. Yet after the decision was made, we still hear there was no justice. So I'm asking the question, what really is justice? Is justice a decision in your favor, or is justice the ventilation of all of the facts in a matter and a decision being made by a competent authority? That's my view of justice. The family of this matter, I cannot provide any legal advice to them on this platform, but they're well within their rights, Junior, to follow all the legal avenues that are open to them. And there are some legal avenues open. I don't want to talk about this here. I don't provide in those advice here. But we did all that we had to do. We were so transparent in this matter that there are some aspect of the investigation we thought, don't touch this. Let some independent person come from outside. For instance, we brought in independent marine experts to look at the Coast Guard, look at the situation, do that part of the investigation. Because as you know, this incident involved a boating incident. And so we did not want to investigate that part of it. We brought in experts from outside. We brought them in to testify. They had nothing to do with the RGPF. I say all that to say, even if we investigate or we lead in the investigation, we've always tried to be fair and transparent.
Yeah. I think those are I can think about off the top of my head. I don't know if there's any additional information that you would want to touch on. I know we had a call that came in and we lost it. The Bell case, yeah, that's all that I could think from the top of my head. What new has been implemented for this carnival season, Vannie? What could you tell us?
Junior, there are some overt strategies and there are some covert strategies. I will not go into some of the covert ones, but I just want the public to know that for all of the major events for Carnival, there will be searches. You can bet your bottom dollar that when you get to that entrance gate, you will be searched. That is to ensure that people can come to activities and have a fun, feel event without the fear of crime, without somebody sticking a knife in their back or something of that sort. The flames that we have been seeing, Junior, this is prohibited and we will be clamping down on it in all of the major shows. I'm sounding the alarm here now. We are zero tolerance. If you light a flame in any of the show, you either get arrested or you get ejected from the event. There is no two ways about this.
You mean
This is what's going to be.
You mean the Began crew?
That's the Began crew. So we're making that abundantly clear. It is prohibited to do that, and we will be dealing with this. So if you want to enjoy your show, please leave the Began can outside, because the moment you light the Began can, we will have dedicated officers pinpointing you, either to arrest you or to eject you from the event. I want to make that clear. There are some other strategies, Junior, that I cannot talk about, but it is all geared to ensuring that our population remains safe. We do have a few technology at our disposal. We're going to be employing some of them. We would have extra eyes and ears where we do not currently have those. We will be looking at you without you knowing we're looking at you, all geared to ensure that our Grenadian population can enjoy Carnival free from the fear of crimes. Our visitors can have an experience second to none that will encourage them to come back and to bring others with them. We will be on the street. There will be VCPs. There will be traffic checks. There will be police as you have not seen. And you know, not only the rank and file officers, you will see members of the executive, myself and my colleagues at the top of the force on the ground, meeting, greeting, and interacting with people. It's a whole of RGPF approach for Carnival 2023. It's not about sitting down in the office every day and hearing what is happening on the ground. It's getting on the ground yourself. Leaders are good followers. Leaders need to be where our followers are, to understand the challenges that they face and to share it with them and to guide them on the ground, to give them the confidence that we are there with them in the trenches. So you will see quite a lot happening for Carnival, and a lot of fuss you probably will see in 2023.
Wow. Okay, I think that needs to be echoed, because I've been to the semifinals, all the semifinals, and I saw the Began crew in full effect. Was that not implemented at that point in time, or that was just giving them a leeway in the semifinals and clamping down on the finals?
Junior, as you know, we do public information every Carnival. And we have rolled out our public education campaign a week or two. So some of these people had the liberty to do what they have done. We came out and have been saying for the past week or so, that is what we will be doing. So if you had that opportunity to do it before, you now know that it is not accepted, it is prohibited, and we will be clamping down on it. So in those smaller shows, like the semifinals where you had minimal amount of people, you're allowed to get away with that. In the major shows, the final shows, as we get closer to Carnival, that's going to be no. That's going to be zero tolerance going forward.
Right. Okay. Any alert in terms of diversion of traffic that we could expect for the season? Any major
There
diversion?
will be some. On Friday, hopefully, Junior, we will be rolling out our comprehensive traffic management plan to manage Spice Mass 2023 in the town of St. George. I would leave that for the experts in traffic to tell you where the diversions are going to be, where the no entries are going to be, where the one-ways are going to be, where the parking and no parking is going to be. Simultaneously to this program happening now, there should be a program going on currently that is dealing with issues of traffic. If you wish, Junior, I can arrange with you at some time convenient to you to have that traffic management plan rolled out on your platform as well as we go forward. Absolutely. But it's comprehensive in nature, and I will leave it for the traffic expert to deal with.
Absolutely. I'm going to like to carry that to get information. Well, Vannie, thank you so much for clearing up some information and giving us some well-needed knowledge in terms of crime fighting techniques that's going to be employed for the Carnival season. And thanks to you and the RGPF for doing a great job to at least keep the safety of everyone here on the island of Grenada.
Thank you very much, Junior. Thanks for having me. And we are available at any notice so that we can inform the public of what it is they need to know. Thanks for having us, and thanks for allowing us to use your platform to do this.
All right, thank you again. Vannie Cohen there, ACP Vannie Cohen, responsible for crime on the island. And I must say, listen, say what you want about Vannie Cohen, but he is one of the most accessible individual in terms of information, bar none. I mean, you could get information from Vannie Cohen, give him a call. He's always flexible to relate. Whether you like it or not, he's a straight shooter. And that's what I like about Vannie Cohen. All right, guys, we in Grenada, so we're telling you about what's happening. Monday Night Mass happening, Juve happening, boat rides happening, a lot of things happening. And we are the epicenter, guys. We are on the Carnage, and we're taking in everything. We're inside of the Mass camp right now, where, let me tell you, if you have not yet gotten your Monday Night Mass package, you're sticking. You're sticking. Carnival is right around the corner. Come in and get your Monday Night Mass package right here from Amazing Colors. We were right opposite the Rum Runner. So I'm right in the veranda, and right over to my right is the Rum Runner cruise, the Rum Runner boat. So the Rum Runner boats are right there, and I'm on the other side. Come upstairs and pick up your package from Monday Night Mass. It would be simply amazing. Also, guys, we got the boat ride. Yeah, man. The Riders Boat Ride. It is just right that riders have a Riders Boat Ride, right? Yeah, just right. So this is a celebrity cruise, guys. This celebrity cruise, and it goes down on Carnival Sunday. Boarding time at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. It's a sexy edition. It's a sexy edition, guys. So come dressed nice and sexy and all that. Get your tickets right now for the Celebrity Day Cruise at the Amazing Colors Mass Camp. Come in, get your tickets, get your Mass package, get your Monday night package, get your Juve package, and get ready to enjoy an amazing carnival season. And guys, I'm telling you about the t-shirt that's available, the color of t-shirts, the styles, the costumes. It's just too much to mention. Packages are $150, but if you come into the Mass Camp with any one of the flyers, you get $10 discount on your package. Yeah, you're coming with a flyer, and there is a coupon in there. In addition, you could also go to Nick's Barrel House. That's over by Clark's Court. And if you buy 6 or more Clark's Court amazing products, you get $5 off. Right? So head over there, get your amazing product, amazing colors, they fit together like a glove. So check it out and hold on to that flyer, guys. It has some real good coupons in it. All right. Let's take a quick word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway, and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Spice Out, call Grenada. Join us every Sunday at 7 p.m. Grenadian time for our weekly educational program on Grenada's history, heritage, and culture. Stream live on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, Island Learning Grenada.
Also, guys, don't forget that Ariza is having a pop-up shop. Yeah, the Granans location, new location for Ariza. It's gonna be Granans, and they're having a pop-up shop on Friday. This Friday, guys. This Friday, and it's right there next to KFC and Courts in Granans. That's where it's gonna be. The brand new location. Come in and learn more about new membership benefits, specific loan option, saving plans and interest rates, flexi loans, switch loans, own your own home loans, all offered by Ariza. Come and check out the pop-up shop that's located, the pop-up shop on Friday, starting at 1 p.m. And we're going to be live, Right Along Live is going to be live there as well. I want to see you guys there. That's right next to KFC and Courts, all right? Want to see you there. Also, guys, we're telling you about the Mr. Killer VIP in amazing colors. Mr. Killer VIP in amazing colors. The packages is extraordinarily, amazing. It's amazing. Come into the mass camp and ask about the Mr. Killer VIP. And you get the Mr. Killer tickets. You get VIP to amazing colors. It is just so amazing. And also look out for Mr. Killer. I believe a press conference will be soon announced. We'll tell you guys more about that. Also check out the CSEC Mathematics class by Mr. Akel John. The John Online Education. Services offered classes from 4th to 5th grade, students and adults, live fun and interactive classes, custom CSEC syllabus, notes, and past papers sessions. All classes are online and record. More information you can check johnonlineedu.com. You can WhatsApp 473-425-2132 or 473-404-9836.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
Don't forget the Mr. Killer Legend concert at the National Stadium. That's on the 8th, August 8th, Tuesday, August 8th. Mr. Killer Day, Legend the concert. It's gonna be an amazing show. Spice is gonna be here. So much artists. The list is so long, guys. Check it out. Guys, big up to the CHGCP, the brand new political party for the people, by the people, in God we trust. Check them out on Facebook at CHGCP and find out all the information that you need to know about the CHGCP. In God we trust. They say for the people, by the people. Tomorrow, guys, mañana, another sleep and wake. August 3rd, Kem Jones Appreciation Carnival Edition. And that happens tomorrow. And food, drinks, entertainment, solid band, Beast, Selector Beast. It's going to be an amazing event. Don't miss it. Most of you guys already got your tickets. See you guys there. Again, guys, just a reminder, get your tickets for the Celebrity Cruise, the Celebrity Day Cruise, and it goes down on the 3rd, August 3rd, at right here in Grenada. Get your tickets coming to the Amazing Colors Mass Camp, or get your tickets online at celebritycruise.eventbrite.com. That's celebritycruise.eventbrite.com. Guys, that's the link where you can get your tickets for Celebrity Cruise, online. That's the link. We just put a link in the chat. That's where you can get your ticket for Celebrity Cruise. And if you want to order your Monday night package online, you can go to mnngrenada.com. We just put the link in the chat. Click that link and purchase your package for Monday Night Mass and come into the Mass camp and pick it up. All right? We are ready. Spice Mass. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program today, guys. On behalf of all of our production team here at Ride Along Live, our senior executive producer, Lois JJ, back in New York City, Gail, Diane, Kibbs, everybody in New York, Canada, England. The team is all over the place. Thanks for joining us, guys. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Good night.